thank everyone for coming out for our parents' 40th wedding anniversary.
You guys should be honored for this.
Thank you. I'd also like to make a special thanks to my sister, who spent a lot of time putting this party together. So thank you, Lauren. So when you say 40 years of marriage out loud, you really begin to have we really begin to have appreciation for what a truly amazing accomplishment it is. So to do it justice, I'd like to go back to the beginning. To Camp Roosevelt in 1968. My father was a waiter, my mother was a counselor.
Not the bad pictures.
In the beginning of that summer, my father showed up, a clean-cut Jewish boy from Brooklyn. When he went home, he had long hair and bell-bottoms.
And beads.
And I think my mother taught him about a couple other things, but it was the 60s.
True.
Needless to say, they made an immediate connection. But if a waiter won't let your bug juice cup go empty, he's definitely a keeper. That connection carried them all the way through their college years until they were married in May of 1972. After getting married, they moved into an apartment in Brooklyn. And I recall a story that they told me about how one night they woke up to a burglar trying to steal money from their dresser. That burglar was chased out of the apartment, and that brave person came back in the room and lifted the covers and said, "Andrew, don't worry, he's gone." I'm not exactly sure if it went down like that, but it made for a good story.
Chase that burglar in the nude.
And the thing is, you said, why did I open the curtain?
She was on lunch break. The cop said.
So soon after, they had their daughter Lauren in 1975. After that, they moved upstate, but as I can tell you now, Suffern ain't upstate. And then soon after, they had their next miracle, me. I recall another story that my grandfather said after he found out he had a grandson. Keep in mind that he already had 3 granddaughters. Finally, one with a schmeckle.
This is
This is my speech. My father has been unable to make that statement, but you never know what the future holds. When I reflect back on my childhood, I have an unbelievable amount of fond memories. Sporting events with my father, laughing uncontrollably with the family, watching America's Funniest Home Videos, wet willies with my cousins, which, by the way, an NBA player was fined $25,000 for giving a wet willy on the court. Thank God they didn't have that fine when we were kids. Summers in the beach with the Winnocks, and trips to Vermont. Obviously, we know that one of those trips didn't end so well with both my mother and my sister going home with cardboard casts and knee injuries. But when I reflect back on my childhood, I have an incredible... Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. But what I remember most is about how my parents would have done anything for me and my sister. I can't recall one lacrosse game or soccer game where they weren't sitting on the sidelines. In the same regard, Lauren was a cheerleader for Suffern High School, and my father would always sit and watch her instead of the game, even though he was a huge sports fan. But actually, come to think of it, he always stared at the cheerleaders at the Giant games also.
No comment.
Remember Cinderella?
In all seriousness, we always felt love and support from my parents, and it truly is a testament to the bond that they created. And now that same love and support is being shown to their grandchildren. My parents have spent 4 decades as a married couple, and they've grown and reinvented their relationship many times over. They've gone from teenagers in Brooklyn to parents to grandparents, all staying incredibly dedicated to each other in good times and bad. And I think that really is what really has, kept their bond together, is that they were always dedicated. In addition, they've supported each other's hobbies and habits to levels unknown in other marriages. Who else would have let their husband turn their dining room into a museum? When all is said and done, They are perfectly paired and have been an inspiration and a role model to me and my sister. And we can only hope that we can have the same bond and union for 40 years to come.
Here, here.
So raise your hand, raise your glass, in a toast to my parents. Happy 40th wedding anniversary.
Yes. Well done.
So this projector may or may not work. If it doesn't work, we're going to have a Say Anything